No, you're gonna. I'll halfway introduce and then you introduce her.
Okay, go halfway. Oh, hello.
City Morgue, you kill him, we chill him.
Classic.
This is the Cats and Pudding Podcast. A melting pot of pudding. And now, here's Jen.
Hi, it's Cats and Pudding and Kitty, and I am back. I'm happy to be doing the show with Jen again.
I'm so happy she's
Today
here.
we have a very adorable
Isn't
guest.
she cute?
I love her. She's so pretty.
She's
and
so
she's
beautiful.
wearing my favorite color.
Yes.
It's like a teal.
Yes,
Right?
it's
I
a
know,
nice
it's
color.
one of my favorite colors.
And would you like to
I would
introduce-
love to. So we have Miss Ariela Weinberg on today. And this is one of my lovely, I love you. You're one of my patients too. We could tell everybody because I
Yeah.
posted you on social
love you,
media.
Jen.
And we became friends. And she's a great, great gal. And she's on this little show called 90 Day Fiance. So welcome to our show.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here, and I love Jen. Jen is the best. Actually, when I'm watching you guys do the show, I'm thinking I have to move back to the East Coast because just like hearing you guys, I'm like, these are my people. You know, I'm out on the West Coast in Vegas now, and I was like, no, the people on the East Coast, like the sense of humor, everything doesn't translate. I feel like even when people watch me on the show, you know, I'm very deadpan, sarcastic.
Yeah.
And that's the East Coast style of talking and everything, and so I'm happy to be here with my people
Where were you born and
in
raised?
New Jersey,
What part?
in Princeton.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's a real Jersey girl.
You're
Yes.
a real Jersey girl.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
am.
I think I called it the redheaded stepchild. I apologize
It's
for
okay.
that.
I'm used to New Yorkers beating up on New Jersey.
Do you want to know something? I say that, but actually, I'm one of the few people that actually from New York that I think Jersey is beautiful. I love Jersey.
I do.
No, I know. I used to. My dad's from Brooklyn, and like my mom's family's all from Jersey. My dad's side is from New York, so I'm used to hearing, you know, like, oh, I wouldn't be caught dead in Jersey and all these kind of things. So, no offense taken. I know you guys secretly all have family out there coming to visit.
we
so.
do. I have my brothers both live there.
I have cousins.
Yeah, so and I don't mind visiting their houses.
Yes,
So
well-
I'm actually thinking about moving to Jersey. So
Really?
I guess yes at some point. So we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. We might be neighbors. I don't know about moving as far to Princeton though. but
Yeah, I
probably
know.
North
I know.
Jersey.
I think I know your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I think it's a little too far for me.
How far is it from? I always ask everybody, how far are you from the bridge?
Like,
GW.
like an hour.
That's not
That's
too
not
bad.
No.
We went to Red Hook. That was
Like,
a
I know,
journey.
but we were going all the way down. No, it's Red Bank. We were
Oh,
going
Red
from
Bank.
North Jersey to South Jersey is a long ride. You got to remember, Jersey's a big state. We went to we went from north to south. That's why.
true.
And it was rush hour.
That's true.
If we weren't through rush hour, it probably would have took us an hour and a half.
Oh my God, no wonder why. I told somebody who lives in Jersey, I said, oh, I was in Red Hook, Jersey. They were like, I'd never heard of that. I said, it's new. It's like new and up and coming.
She's just
And she's like, I
making
never
up
heard of Red
places. Red Hook is in Brooklyn.
I know. I said there's one in Brooklyn too. Not the one in Brooklyn, the one in Jersey.
But you know what's funny is that you were trying to tell me about Red Hook in Jersey, and I'm going, it's not Red Hook, it's Red Bank. So she was talking about Red Hook. I want to go to this place. It's called, I don't know what the name
Jersey's
of it is.
another
And then
planet,
she said Red
right?
Hook.
to Amanda's. She gave me
Yes.
that beautiful jacket.
Yes. And I sent you the picture last week.
Yeah,
with
oh
you.
my
It was
God.
so funny.
Oh, I love it.
Comparatively to the ones you sent me last night, that was a hilarious picture of you grabbing your.
I love that.
I love it too.
All right.
So I
Can we
took
pay
it. Anyway,
attention
let's
to
pay
our
attention
guests?
to Ari. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay. I'm enjoying. I'm cracking up.
She's
just
so
watching you
funny.
guys.
So she's on this show, which is like a phenomenon. Everybody watches this show.
I know.
Why
I
do
was
you think
very
everybody loves
surprised.
this show so much?
You know, I thought about that a lot. It's like when I got on the show, I didn't realize how big it was because I don't watch reality TV, or now I do, but I didn't watch it at the time, and it wasn't as big of it wasn't such a phenomenon at the time.
I mean, it's bigger than The Housewives. The people, like 4 million people a week watch this show.
They
with The
love it.
Housewives.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's a lot
How
for
many
a show.
watch The Housewives?
Maybe if they get 1 million, it might.
What
be.
Housewives?
All of them.
All the Housewives.
All of them. Their ratings are actually falling. You know what I'm?
Wow.
Yeah,
You know what I think it is? I think that people like to see real stories.
Yes,
and they
I think that's
they
what it is,
relate
too.
to it. I get so many messages on social media and comments. People I meet in real life are like, "I watched your show and I really related to you, or I related to such and such a person, and it helped me get through COVID. It helped me get through, my divorce. It helped me." People just, one time I was feeling kind of like I was talking to my dad, and I was like, I don't know. I did the show. It's not a big deal. And my dad said, you help a lot of people. Emotionally, people connect to the show, and a lot of hard work goes into it. I know people think we just show up, but I mean, there's a lot of people put their heart and soul into it, whether it's us, the cast that are on it, or the crew, and I think it's a lot more. It's a lot more real than some other shows. So I think that's what people relate to.
How'd you get on it?
I saw an ad online, and it was like, "Have you fallen in love with the foreigner?" And
a foreigner?
Yes. So
wait, you saw this? Wait, you saw an ad online. Where was the ad?
So the ad was on Craigslist, and it was just, I think it was Craigslist. There was one of those, it was like one of the, I can't speak, sorry. What do you call them? They're classified kind of
classified.
thing. Yeah. So I said, maybe they can help me, get a visa. I thought maybe it's, a lawyer or some kind of law thing, help me get a visa for my then, boyfriend. And
you were in love with a foreigner.
Yeah, already. They don't pair you. It's not like you go in the, it's not like what Love is Blind or something where they meet
just
on
pair
the show.
you.
So you come on with your foreigner boyfriend?
Yeah, so we knew each other beforehand, and obviously I was pregnant at the time. And then, we got on the show. I thought, we'll try this thing out. It'll be fun, and it'll be something I tell people about one day, that I did this little show, and that'll be it. And then here I am all these years later, and still airing. And
how many years you on it?
It's been like 5 years now. Yeah.
Could I ask you, from being, people always say in the acting, oh, you got bit by the bug. Somebody go, I'm not an actor. Then they do something, and they get the experience of being in front of a camera, people seeing them, and almost like. It's like a quick stardom or whatever.
Yeah.
But how do you feel being a regular? What did you do before this?
So I just worked as a freelance writer. I did. I wrote articles, copy editing, things like that.
Okay, so you're just like almost like a 9 to 5. I'm just going to say, but artists, because you're writing, you have some kind of.
I mean, some of it's artistic, but a lot of
ability. How does that feel? How much longer will the show go?
I don't know. It's that's something I don't think anyone really knows, because it's, I mean, once you watch it, you'll kind of get the idea of like how that is. But people who have been on a season sometimes, are on it again. If there's, if their story continues, or if they break up, I guess they're not on it anymore. But the question I guess you're asking is,
what did you do after this?
How does it feel to go from just being like just a regular person? I mean, still a regular person, obviously. It's kind of a bad phrasing, but you know what I mean? To all of a sudden everyone knowing your life. That has been crazy. That's been very weird for me, because I was always a very private person.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, well, this will be an experience. And I thought that that my husband Binyam would get some. He's an artist, he's a dancer, and he does all kinds of other like martial arts and things like that. So I thought, maybe someone will see him and his dancing, something, he'll get some attention for it. And I said they won't really focus on me, because he's really talented, and they'll just focus on him. And then little did I know they were really focusing on the American, because that's the experience that Americans relate to.
Right.
Another American falling in love with the foreigner, right? Wow. And so for me, it's been weird. It's even weird now. I think some of the side effect of being on the show is I've become more shy. I was always very outgoing, introverted but outgoing. But now, like when I go outside, put my hoodie up, I'm kind of like, okay, I'm gonna go run into the store. Didn't put on any makeup. Hope nobody recognizes me or anything. It's weird, because I never really wanted to be famous. I did like acting, like in plays when I was a kid, but I never thought like, I'm going to be on TV or something. That was weird. So it's an experience. It's definitely strange. Or people feel like they know you, and then so people come up to you and sometimes say the funniest things, and you're just like, oh, okay. Or I love when I hear people are like, oh, you've helped me get through this difficult time in my life. Barely anyone ever comes up to you and says anything negative in real life. On social media, you get all the negative stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's all, yeah.
What's the funniest thing someone's ever said to you?
The funniest experience I had, I think one of the funniest, I had two funny experiences that I could think of off the top of my head. One was in Vegas. I was outside a very nice restaurant. I was about to go in and meet Vinny and some friends. And this woman is like, grabs me and she's like, I need you to understand that you're too good for this guy, and you just, you could do so much better, and just, leave him. And it was so dramatic, and she was so like,
She was
beside
like emotionally
herself,
invested into your story.
And I was like, it's okay. Like, everything's fine. I'm going to go have dinner with him now. You can meet him if you want. It's okay. I'm fine. Nothing happened to me. I'm okay. And she was just very emotional. And the other funny thing also in Vegas got a lot
Vegas
of
has
funny
got some
people.
crazy people.
Yeah.
I think. Transient people.
And also, I guess people who are on vacation and drunk. But is this lady? She's with her family. I was with my family, with my mom. My mom. You love my mom.
She's a great mom.
She's really fabulous. But my mom, Vinny, and I don't know if my son was there now. Probably. And we're walking on the strip, and this woman who's with her family, I guess, comes up to me, and she was like, "I love you. You're amazing." Blah, blah, blah. And she gives me $100 bill, and I was like, "I'm sorry, I can't. I can't take your money. I've always been raised that you just don't take money from strangers or whatever." So my mom was like, wow, this lady, really likes you. She's like, I guess just take it. I was like, I don't know. And then she was like, no, you have to take it. And I was like, okay, fine. I took the $100. And then I said, I just started a charity. I said, I'll donate it as my first, charitable donation. She said, no, this money is for you. And I'm like, okay, all right. And then she gave me an extra $10. And I was like,
how funny is that?
And I was like, I really don't feel comfortable taking this money, but okay. Maybe she won it.
Do you think that just let's have a fake scenario. They call you, they say the show's done, you're not on it anymore, it's done. Would you just go back to writing and to the regular, ordinary, behind the scenes kind of life?
Yeah, I mean,
Or would you still be looking for the camera and say, what could I do next? I'm used to this now.
I know a few people who are on the show who kind of feel that maybe they can use it as a stepping stone to continue to be on the camera, in front of the camera and stuff. I would be more interested in being behind the camera. I started working on a documentary, but to be honest, I need more funding for it, so I'm not working on it at the moment. But my life has really just continued on. I'm still doing a lot of the ordinary, boring stuff that I was doing, like I'm in school right now. And so for me, I'm taking some prereqs right now. I was thinking about doing nursing, but I'm not sure, so I don't want to 100% commit to it. Then someone listens to this in a year from now and they say, how's that going? And I say, oh, I changed my mind. So, but yeah, basically, so for me, life, it just continues on. I know that I don't think...
She's a smart girl.
Yeah, I don't think being in front of the camera is not so interesting to me. As the cool thing, though, is being on a show like this, you get to see behind the scenes, like the production aspect of it. You learn about lighting and operating a camera and all the little tiny things that you just kind of pick up from all these years of working with people who do that professionally. So it's pretty.
I'm
cool.
so fascinated by people who say, "Oh, I learned." Like even Rosella goes, "I learned." From being in front of the camera, I learned how to work, how to use the camera. I learned about camera. You said lighting. I'm an actress since 1992. I wouldn't know the first thing about the lighting,
You had somebody do
about
it for
the
you,
camera.
Kathy.
I don't even pay attention
There's a
because I just
difference.
concentrate on my acting.
Yeah.
But so many other actors concentrate on that and learn it while they're on a set. And I have interest, but I have to stay focused on my acting. So I don't know how actors learn it.
I think some people, like if you already have an interest for it, you kind of lean into it to learn more. And also,
I guess that's the word, interest.
Yeah, if you have an interest.
I like that too, part of it too.
Yeah.
I like the behind the scenes. Like that's what I'm interested in.
I
too,
like
is
directing.
productions.
I could direct anybody.
Yeah.
I think I'd be a great director.
Well, and then you have people that work on the show that you end up meeting, right? Because you're around them a lot, and they're around you, especially in these vulnerable times, right? And you talk to them, and I mean, I am in contact with some people that I've met through just doing the show, and message them and ask them questions like, hey, if I wanted light in this scenario, like, what would you buy? What would you do? So, I guess it's more you take an interest in it, but I could see how you wouldn't, necessarily get anything out of it if you're not focused on that part of it.
As an actor, you have to be focused on what you're doing. You have to believe in your space and believe in the imaginary circumstances that are happening.
Well, for me with the acting, I could like dig into my emotions. That part I feel like I could do, but I feel like to be an actor, you have to have some kind of like internal charisma. You definitely have charisma. I mean, I met you, just now, but I feel that. But like for me, especially now that I think I'm a little bit more shy, since I feel like so many people know my life. I feel like, I don't have that in me to be like, to walk into a room and light it up. I'm kind of like, I hope no one notices me. That's more my personality, which maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's a bad thing. Maybe it's neutral. I don't know, but
Wow.
yeah. I mean, if someone, saw me and said, oh, you look like, you just fit right for this part, I might, I would consider it, but I don't know if I'm going to actively like search out roles or anything like that.
Did your husband get his green card?
So he has a green card, yes.
Good.
Yeah. And, oh my God, the process, after COVID and everything was backed up. I think that's the other thing. A lot of people are in these relationships, right? And then they relate to this process of like, what it takes to get a green card for someone. Or I think also there was an article, I think it was at the Wall Street Journal, or there's two. I think there's one in the Wall Street Journal, one in the New York Times about the show. And they talk about like how 90 Day Fiance is perfect, like the perfect show for our times, because it combines like the immigration, which is such a hot topic, right? And love and, all these things. And it just puts them together into this like formula that it just works.
Yeah.
Right?
So is that how they advertise for 90 Day Fiance on Craigslist?
No, I mean, I don't know what they do nowadays. I'm sure that they've got people that reach out to them all the time now.
They go through social media. They see what people are doing. I mean, now I think a lot of people try to get on the show. They go deliberately find people.
Yeah.
I feel like lately
because I got on a little bit, like more a little earlier, maybe even early midpoint of the show. So like now I feel like there's got to be tons of people who
are trying to get
on the show. And, but it's fun, I mean, I'm happy I did it. A lot of people always ask me, "Oh, are you happy that you went on the show?" And I said, it's been a great experience. It's been super fun, and I got to meet awesome people. I don't think I would have ended up meeting you. No, right? So
I mean, I do a lot of the cast members on your show. There are a lot of them come to me to do Botox and fillers and other treatments.
I need a zhuzh. I need to come in for a zhuzh.
They come in for a zhuzh. Everybody
You
knows
don't look
my
like
zhuzh.
you need a zhuzh.
That's because I go to Jen.
Did it enhance your relationship?
The show?
Yeah, you and your husband?
I think, honestly, having other people in your relationship, whether that be an audience or whatever, never enhances it. I feel like that's why people in Hollywood and stuff, their relationships never work out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the less you could put your personal stuff into the public eye, probably the better. And I heard what you guys were talking about earlier with social media. I totally agree that has a really negative impact on society. And I've been burnt out by myself lately. I haven't been posting and stuff because I just feel like, I don't know, like some things, some things it feels good to keep private.
Yes.
Know? So, and then the other thing is you see all these people, you think they're living this amazing life, and people see I travel a lot, and they always comment like, how can you travel this much and stuff? And like, I never want to make someone else feel like, oh, my life is so much better than theirs. I don't get any satisfaction out of anyone thinking that, but I know that that's the whole goal of an influencer, right? To be like, this is my life, it's amazing, and but I just feel like it's a negative in general for society to. I don't know, going by what you were talking about before with social media in general.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I think, like I said before, Catherine, I think it's a blessing and a curse. I think it is. I think in some aspects it's a blessing, and in aspects it's a curse. And I think that now what's happening it's morphing into more of a curse, where it was originally a blessing, because then you could connect to people, which is nice, and blah, blah, blah. When Facebook started, that was great. You could connect to your high school people. Right. Some people in high school, I never liked them. I don't want to connect to you. So please don't reach out to me. So maybe that, whatever. But it became something nice and it was at first, and now I feel like it's morphing into not so nice anymore. The kids are more depressed. There's more people,
Well, it's funny that you say that about the high school thing, because like after I got on the show, I had people like from high school reach out to me on Facebook and stuff, and I was kind of like a weird kid in high school. I'm probably still weird, but I definitely am still weird. But I like it now. And so I'm like, you weren't nice to me in high school, man. I don't know. I don't really want to talk to you now. So there's the positive and negative. But then there are, it's weird. I see a lot of things on social media. Even like, we talked about the negative comments.
Yeah.
I had one woman like years ago send me a negative comment or whatever. I almost never reply, but occasionally, if I'm having a bad day or something, I'm human. It might get to me. So I replied to this woman and I just said, really, you think that's a nice comment or something? And then years later, she messages me back recently. The other day, she says, I'm sorry for what I said, I'm sorry for that message I sent you years ago. And I've had that happen a few times where people years later will come
She had
back.
a heart. I heard something, some kid, I thought really showed me about how negative. I'm not bashing social media. It's great. People make a living off it.
Right,
And now
that
that's
part
what
is
it's
good.
become. People make a living.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you advertise your business.
You
on
advertise
it.
your business. But for kids, this kid was in an interview and it was about bullying. Yeah. And he said he's been bullied his whole life, right? You can see he was a little off, but adorable, beautiful kid. And he said, I've bullied my whole life. He goes, but it's gotten so bad now as I'm getting older and social media, because when I got bullied, when there was no social media, I would go home and I'd have that 8-hour break, 9-hour break. He goes, now I come home from school, I'm being bullied on social media still. Yeah. All the kids in my school are bullying me on social media. And he attempted suicide. And he said, I never had a break. I could not get away from the bullying. Yeah. So even after school, they were getting me and torturing me.
There was no reprieve. So
and I remember that really affected me, and it made me realize what a negative thing that it could be, but it's also, like I said, a good thing. I don't want to bash it.
I agree with that, but I think that at the end of the day, maybe people should be able to put it down. I mean, I don't know. I think maybe TikTok should be taken away. I think that TikTok is too much stimulation for the kids.
Stimulation,
I think
it's way misinformation.
More than Instagram.
I think it's too much stimulation, and their attention span it's 30 seconds or more.
Yes.
So it's like, how much could you process?
But it's also rewiring the brain to not have a longer attention span. It's shortening the attention span. It's like, I'm over this. What's next?
Right. Well, I'm over this. What's the next thing? And then they can't process it, and then they can't they consume too much, and then they become like they can't cope with anything. So that's what I think it's a bad thing.
I mean, I think also social media. It's funny because I feel like one of the reasons that the show blew up in the first place probably because clips of it, get on social media. So there, obviously for me that's a positive, right? That the show is so big But it's, I mean, I know you're saying you don't want to bash it, but at the same time, it's like, moderation. The problem is
moderation.
I mean, the thing is also like as an adult, I'm an adult, so I'm on social media, I get negative comments, I get positive comments, whatever. But as an adult, I can say, well, these people don't know me, they don't pay my bills, they don't, whatever.
But it still gets you.
But when you're a kid, it's even harder.
That's right.
I mean, imagine going through that as a kid. So, like, I mean, right now, with your episodes and your show is coming out now, are you finding that a lot of people are commenting on what's going on? Like,
this is seems to be really a popular one. People are messaging me, and they like. A lot of positive comments I'm getting from people that, because they relate to my struggle, because this particular show is about marriage therapy and the struggle of like making a relationship work. And so I feel like that's something that a lot of people can identify with, especially because what's the divorce rate now or something? People, and more people are going to therapy than ever before, right? So, a lot of people are reaching out and I appreciate that, like when women reach out and say, I was in this, I'll get some comments like I was in a toxic relationship and, I'm seeing your or I am in a toxic relationship. I'm seeing your show and I feel like it's given me some strength to be able to express my emotions or something. So, it's weird. You don't think that. So that's like, a positive. But in general, I don't know. I'm going through the same thing now. I have a 5-year-old son. He just turned 5 this week. And I have a tablet for him when we travel. Mm-hmm. But I put games on it. I'm expecting him to want to play games, but he wants to go to YouTube Shorts. Yeah, and he wants to flip through it. And I tell him, no, this tablet is not for that. And he's smart enough, at 5 that he already knows how to go with it, and so he wants to watch superheroes and stuff. Yeah. But then weirdos put other weird videos on there.
You got to be careful with that. I mean, It's
a
rough.
downer.
Yeah.
It's rough. It is. So let me ask you a question. I would love to have you come back so we could talk more about the show, because I know you really can't talk too much about
I don't
the
wanna
show
give
right
anything
now
away,
and give anything
right?
away
Yeah.
because it is out right now. So tell everybody what channel it's on and when we can watch it.
It's on TLC, and you can watch it on Discovery Plus. It's HBO Max, and I think there's one more, but the big ones: Discovery Plus, HBO Max, or Prime. Was it? No, Prime. It's on. I don't.
Paramount.
No, it's sorry, I'm the worst. Let me do that again. So it's HBO Max, possibly Prime, Amazon Prime, and you can watch it on Discovery Plus.
And let them know where they can find you on social media.
Oh, and my social media is just my name, Ariela Danielle. That's DANIELLE. So you can watch the show and send me some some funny comments.
Some nice
Some nice comments, and we'll bring her back to talk about
But
the
make
whole
me
thing.
laugh. Those
Yes.
are the messages I like the
Be
most.
nice.
People
Be
make me
nice.
laugh.
Make it nice.
And we'll bring you back to talk about the show in full force next time.
Yes.
So we'll maybe and when it's all aired.
Yeah.
Tell all.
Tell all, and you'll tell all. You'll tell all when after she
Spill
does
the
it. Tell all.
tea.
Ari, thank you so much for being on the show today. I love you, and you're a wonderful guest. Thank you so much, and Kitty, I love you.
I love you too.
Everybody have a wonderful day.